Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Hope you are having a great day. So today is going to be part 2 of the Q&A. I had a lot of questions and I wasn't able to answer everything in one video, and I didn't want it to be like 30 minutes long. So I decided to split up into 2 parts. This is part 2. If you missed part 1, I will leave it at the end screen, or maybe put a card here. That way when you're done with this, you can catch the first one. Okay, someone said, how many pallets did it take you to complete the hardwood floors throughout your house? I have no idea, but it was a lot. I did not count them. I'm so sorry, but it was a lot. Do you miss your old house or any of the decor in there? No. And the reason why I say no is that house was never going to be the forever house. And technically, the next house, it was gonna be a white kitchen with a short island with light color flooring, windows everywhere. So technically I kind of got what I was envisioning for like the forever home. So I try my best not to get too attached to the house, because I already knew that at some point, maybe like within 7 years, the house was going to be sold anyway. So I didn't really Do you have a project deadline, or are you just going with the flow based on what you like? I'm just going with the flow. Like, I don't have a deadline for my house. Clients, I have deadlines, but for my personal house, it's my house. I'm not going anywhere, so I'm not in a race with anybody. Okay, you know what? YouTube, I love y'all. YouTube, I love y'all. Y'all have these are some good questions. Instagram, I don't know. Okay. How do you make changes in your contract when you are getting a new build? Example, you told them you did not want the microwave installed over your stove. Is it as simple as telling them what you want or don't want? I'm going to tell you, it was an easy adjustment. He had to do a change order. The realtor just wrote notes like they're to leave the microwave after closing, simply because I still want the microwave. They weren't giving me a credit for not wanting the microwave, but I paid for it in my kitchen upgrade. So they still left me the microwave. So I have a microwave. I can pull it inside and use it. I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to wait for the pantry to get done, which has been put on hold because of quarantine. And then I'm going to do it. But I didn't make the changes. The realtor just made the changes and wrote the notes and did all those things. And I mean, it was a pile of stuff that needed to be done. So that's something that when you do all these notes, and you know what? Even if you can't record like on a camera, I would highly recommend having your phone out and recording, simply because if you don't want to do something, you have it verbal video. When you decided to purchase this property, has your budget for your renovation changed? If so, why? Yeah, it changed, because when I saw the house, I was in love with the house. I didn't think that I was going to be doing any sort of renovations, because I was settled on, they offered wainscoting in the entryway, the luxury vinyl, and something else. So in terms of renovation, the only thing that was on the list to do was changing the carpet upstairs to do the luxury vinyl downstairs. That was the only thing on the list. But then I went to the model home, and no one lives in that house. And I noticed the seams. I was like, nobody lives in this house. Why does the floor look like they are just beat, right? So then I'm like, So I called my realtor. I said, can you look? So then I went to a flooring store and I said, hi, I'm interested in getting my floors done. I want to do a 4mm. And he was like, luxury vinyl? I said, yes. He was like, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're gonna do that, you might as well don't throw your money away. I said, why? And he said, it's okay, but considering if you're gonna be like in a high traffic area and where it's going, it's not gonna last you what it's supposed to last you, which is like the 20 years. I said, okay, so what is gonna last me? He was like 8mm. So he pulled out 8mm, he pulled out the 5mm, and he showed me And I said, oh, it's a big difference. He was like, yeah, it's a huge difference. So before I even sat down with the builder on certain things, I had already done my own research to figure out what was going in the house and how to go ahead and approach those things. Was the beautiful blue chair in your master bedroom the starting point of your room's palette, or did you have a palette already? No. I ended up going into a store and they were having a sample sale, and that chair was $300 and I bought it. I was like, I don't know where it's gonna go. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna buy it. And that's what I did. I bought it. Okay, so this person says, I'm not sure if this is the right video where I can ask this questions, but can you talk a little bit about the services that you offer? You guys, all of this stuff is on the website. It has the service page, it has client pictures, and I try to update it as much as possible. So if you're interested in something, you just kind of go on there. I do offer virtual consultation. With the virtual consultation, I do not consult with paint, just because that's like an in-person thing. That's just my personal opinion, because you have to be able to see shadows, where the sun sets, walls. Like, you have to be in the room. That's just my personal opinion. My personal opinion. So I can't just pick color just by a video. So I have to be, you know, in the space. How big is your home? It's 2,800 square feet. What is the paint color finish on your walls? I have no idea, and I'm not saying that I don't have no idea, because I don't want to share it with you guys. I don't know the color. I didn't pick the color. I don't know, and I'm not gonna go look it up on a chart. I think it's white. You guys say you've seen the color, but it's white. The color is white. How do you find your contractors, and how do you make your final choice? Is price a major factor? I answered this question before. I just drove around new construction. I have come to the realization that people aren't good at everything. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you don't agree with me. People aren't good at everything, you know? So it does cost a little bit more, because now you're separating who's doing what, but it just comes out so freaking good, because everybody has their job. William did the walls. The walls are, it looks like there was not even any holes in the house. Once it gets painted, you're not even gonna be, if someone comes to my channel once everything is sanded and painted, they're not even gonna know that I ever had holes in my wall. You guys will know, but they won't never know, because William did an amazing job. Noah, amazing. The guy for the flooring, amazing. But I'm not gonna let Noah paint, not that he can't. I just don't want him to paint. I want someone who paints and who, that's what they love to do. And I always ask them when they come, like, do you love this? Like, do you love what you're doing? And they're like, yeah, man, like, I wake up like this, you know? And that's what I want. I want someone who really, truly loves what they're doing to do that. And I know, you know, when there's a language barrier, that makes it difficult to have that relationship. But look at Noah. When we started, he didn't speak any English. Now, 5 years later, he speaks really, it's still not like perfect, but I understand him enough from what I used to. I couldn't speak to him at all before. I used to have my Google Translator on. So I would definitely say, if you're looking for someone to work in your house, drive around to new construction. Like, that's the best tip that I can give you. What size did you say the luxury vinyl? I'm guessing you're talking about the thickness, and it's an 8mm. When do you think you will be living in your new home? Girl, your guess is better than mine. The only reason why I'm not here full time is because the kids don't have a bed yet. So I did settle on a bed. I'm waiting for the fabrics to come so I can select the fabric for their bed. Then I can finalize that once they get the bed. Haverty's is closed. They will not be open till April 5th, which means I can't even get them a mattress. I don't feel like going into the stores to find something. I don't want to order something online, because I want them to have a good mattress. So once they get a bed here, then I can like officially move in. But right now, I can't let my ex, you know, have 100% responsibility of the kids. So I sleep here, do a little bit of stuff, leave, go over there, you know, handle stuff, make food, do all that stuff, and then I come back. I mean, it works, you know, it's not the ideal situation, but you know, you have kids, you gotta do what you have to do. So it's working right now. What's your inspiration on my finances? I came into the house and I'm like, entryway table, something over it, something up the stairs, something here, and I started adding. And I'm like, you possibly talking about $3,000? Because I mean, let me just say this, and I'm saying $3,000 because y'all know I'm like, go big or go home. So anything big is gonna be anywhere from $600 to possibly even $700. So I'm like, to put something in the landing, to put something upstairs, to put something down in the entryway, it's gonna run about $2,500 to $3,000. And I was just like, ain't nobody got time for that. Okay. So what I did is I said, what can I do on the wall that if I spent money on it, I wouldn't like, you know, whatever. Because I don't think putting wall art on the wall was gonna suffice my appetite for what I wanted to see. So I was like, boring beating. Like I could do this, paint it, change the color, you know, get creative with it, whatever it is, and I would love it. So that's what I decided to do. So I think my finances definitely dictate how I'm gonna buy and how I'm going to invest within my home. Will you keep the previous wall color for your office? I don't know. I'm just gonna be so honest. What will you do for the space regarding a guest room or when visitors come? I'm not really big on guests. Not that I don't like people, but for some particular reason, the minute you start telling someone to care for your property or care for your things, you now have an attitude. So I would rather not have those type of discussions with people. So I find it easier just not to have anyone come over. I'm sure people thought it was my ex that was like pretty picky about it, but it wasn't. It was me. Like, I used to have people come to the house all the time. And when they would leave, I found myself like cleaning and over cleaning and triple cleaning just to get it back. And one day I was just like, no one's coming over here. Like, I'm good. Like, hey girl, what you doing? We could video chat all day long. But you coming into my house and I have to be like, hey, can you use a coaster? And you be like, do you have to be so extra? No, I'm not being extra. Get a coaster. Like, it's not that hard. So no, I'm okay. If you're not like family or, you know, whatever, I'm good. Someone said, just want to say that you're a genius. Thank you, but I'm not. My opinion is extremely biased. It is extremely biased because everything is going to be first-hand experience, my first-hand experience, you know? So my decision making on things is just from my experience, and sometimes you guys don't always get to see or have that same experience, you know? It's kind of like when people be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe your chairs are white. I would never. And I'm just like, okay, I was just like you a few years ago. But then I went through the process before buying furniture in the last house to actually go into these stores and really study the fabrics, call different people, have these conversations, do my research. And I realized through my research that you have things like performance fabrics, which don't limit you into the type of coats you can have in your home. So I can do white, I can do ivory, I can do cream, I can do whatever I want. It's gonna cost a little bit more to do like a performance fabric, but I can still have it in my home. So when someone comments like, oh my God, you got white, I'm like, girl, don't worry about it, it's fine. You know, so everyone has to go through their experience. And I didn't just wake up one day and say, oh, I'm gonna spend all this money, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. No, my experience led me to where I'm at right now. I have children, they run around, they play around, they do stuff. Certain things that work for certain people just not gonna work for me. And I'm not gonna spend my days screaming, yelling at my kids like, don't touch, don't look, don't walk, don't. Like, I'm just not gonna do that. So yeah, it's a little bit more, but that's what you gotta do. I'm like, let me get some really good fabrics on my chairs. Let me put glass on top of my wood dining table so that way I don't have to yell at them about a coaster. You know, let me get some really good pillows that aren't gonna crush. So when they sit on the pillows and decide they wanna, I don't know, do what, pillow fight with them, I don't have to worry about it. If my son falls asleep on the sofa, I don't have to worry about him drooling. The pillow, I can just do a quick wipe down. Like, my personal experience led me to where I'm just like, okay, if I know better, now I have to do better, which means my buying process is going to be a little bit slower than somebody that may be like running to IKEA or running into, you know, a Rooms to Go, or actually, not that you can't go into these stores, I'm just saying, like, you know what you're getting, you know what you're spending your money on. Why did you buy the house and then do renovations? So that's another question that I get asked a lot. So I'm not gonna say I'm picky, I'm gonna say I'm a little selective in how I like things to be. And right now, for me, I feel like it's the best time to start doing these projects because I don't have any furniture. So I can deal with the dust, I can deal with the cleaning, I can deal with all that stuff, but I don't have to deal with that stuff being embedded in my furniture. So, you know, doing the wall, doing the master, doing the hallway, you know, working on the laundry room, like I can do all those things now before the house gets filled up with things. And I'm not saying that I'm not going to change anything or I'm not going to add anything in the future, but to me, these were like the biggest things that need to get done. Knocking the wall up under the stairs, you know, moving the plug over. Those are things that I knew like I wanted to do. I don't feel like the renovations that I'm doing is hurting anyone. I definitely tell you guys to watch my channel with a level of discernment. Take what you can from it, and the rest, just leave it behind. And when I go through my front door, it really makes me happy. Like 100% it makes me happy. So the biggest tip that I'm gonna tell you throughout this whole like home buying process is take your time, do the things that you want, fall in love with the piece that you're bringing into your house. Don't let anyone rush your process, and make sure you get what you want and don't settle. Those are like the 5 tips that I could possibly tell you when you're going on this journey and stuff like that. So that is pretty much it, you guys, for the questions. I really hope that you found the answers a little helpful. Again, keep in mind, this is from my personal experience. If you have gone through the home buying process and you have something to add to it, definitely feel free to comment down below. Maybe you'll help somebody else through their process. And if you have questions pertaining to real estate, then I would 100% tell you to check out the Atlanta homegirl, which I'll be leaving her in the description box down below. If you have design questions or you want a consultation, I'll be leaving my website in the description box down below that you can find that. What else? Just, you know, thank you so very much for supporting. Thank you so very much for being here. Thank you so very much for being patient, because it's going to be a process. If you're not already, definitely feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you guys next time. You have a really amazing day. Bye.